is it stems from demonic spirits in the spiritual realm. So low vibrational beings, people who are operating with um, demonic energy, like that it's like a very destructive spirit that envy harbors. It's a negative force, and it's from the devil. The devil hates. Well, yeah, because envy can turn into hate. Despises God's chosen ones, because God's chosen ones have something that the devil and all his minions cannot have, and they can never try to destroy God's chosen ones. We're indestructible, and we have that Holy Spirit within us that protects us to the point where no one can actually affect us to the point where we totally just give up, because God is always on our side, and his spirit is what keeps us going. We have to have that Holy Spirit within us. But that anointing, that Holy Spirit that God continues to pour upon us, every time we continue to pass the test, he continues to bless us more and more. The envy, the hate gets stronger and stronger, and more people start to fall off from your life because they can't handle the fact that you're becoming a lot more than they expected, because certain people have tried to place us in a box. They've tried to tell us who we are, what we're capable of, and they underestimated the Most High using us as his vessels. They underestimated and they tried to go against um God. And that is why they envy us so much, is the fact that even though they've tried relentlessly, they've literally spent the majority of their time envying us, jealous of us, trying to figure out what is it that makes us so powerful, and trying to emulate us, mimic us, even become us. And we attract a lot of Jezebels, a lot of succubus, incubus, a lot of demonic spirits around our light, because they're envious of it. Because the light, a lot of people are desperately in need of it. They wish that they had the light within themselves, but they try to get close to you because they want to secretly destroy you. They want to secretly become you and take your place. Or we also attract certain people that get close to us in order to steal our recipe, steal the sauce, like literally continue, like come around us and then study us, and then take certain parts of us that they like, and then run with it, and then mimic us, our personality, our energy, and who we actually are as a person. And then they want to try to make us look bad so they can look like they're actually a good person and that you're not a good person, because they can automatically tell who you are in the spiritual realm. They see your goodness. That's why, you guys, we project our greatness. We project that light on other people around us, because that's what we're operating. That's why our reality is so beautiful. And many times they envy the fact that we can experience genuine, true happiness. We have that spirit of peace. God gives us um, a very beautiful art, like a very beautiful mind, and he is constantly giving us the spirit of wisdom. And they get mad whenever we speak. They get mad whenever we say something, because it holds a lot of weight in the spiritual realm. Our words are very powerful, and the enemy tries to silence us. The enemy tries to keep us quiet and not allowing us to really truly be ourselves because we intimidate them. Because automatically, when we step into a room, anywhere we go, um, we naturally, we don't even have to try. We actually unintentionally just bring attention towards us because of our energy, because of how powerful God's presence is. And that presence is within us. So, can you imagine that they tremble when they see you? They get mad. The fact that um, turns their head and not, and that the fact that certain see who you are, that they know who you are, but they don't want you to know who you are because they live in fear of the fact that you are going to leave them behind. And that's the last thing that they want because they're in competition, so they try to hold us back. They try to continue to be our and try to um not allow us to get to where we need to be. Like they put their burdens, they put their problems, they project their negative energy onto us because of the spirit of envy, because they truly don't want us to be doing better than them. So they try to come around us to project their negativity, project their issues, project their insecurities, project their fears, project their hatred, project their limited beliefs onto us. And we constantly are being attacked in the spiritual realm by these demons who who are just doing the devil's work because they're like they they can't stand the fact um that we reflect back to them the work that they need to do, the inner healing that they need to do, and we trigger their insecurities unconsciously, unprovoked. And that sparks the envy because now they're like, that person made me feel bad about myself. That person made me feel insecure. That person made me feel like I'm not good enough. That person was a bully because they triggered my childhood wounds. They reflected back the darkness by illuminating it with their light, with their presence. I don't like that person. I dislike that person. And shake up a lot of people's spirits, and they're going to lash out on us, attack us because of envy, because of the fact that they can't stand the fact that you aren't struggling like they're struggling daily. And the crazy part is that we, as God's chosen ones, we have such a big heart that we want to help these people. We want to be there for them. We want to like support them. We want to give them advice so they can become a better person. And while we're doing that, they are trying to put us down while we're giving them advice. And they're just trying behind our back, throwing little jabs at our confidence, making us feel bad about ourselves, telling us that we're not good enough. Even through the eyes, you guys can see the envy. And it's crazy because envy stirs up drama. That's where all the drama, that's why they bring so much drama into your life. That's why they bring so much confusion because they want to keep you confused so that they can actually work on slowly but surely destroying your self-confidence. When they have you confused about like where the relationship stands, they want to try to control it so they can feel like they're in fact better than you and take your power away slowly but surely while pretending to need your help. And in fact, they don't need your help. In fact, they just want to waste your time and be a distraction in your life so you won't um, succeed and get the blessings that are over your life. That's why it's very important that we pay attention and we're vigilant and we're also very we use our wisdom on the people that we allow into our lives because some of them are devils in disguise, and they will say the most sweetest words to us. They will make us feel good. They'll tell us exactly what we want to hear coming out of their mouth. they'll study our weaknesses, and those weaknesses that we have, like the spirit of rejection, many of us have that because we've been rejected so much. And as soon as someone comes in love bombing us, mirroring us, um you know with certain areas. But these demonic spirits be studying us. They are literally watching us, envying us, looking at us like with anger. And then they come to approach us, pretending to be very emotionally invested in us, pretending that they're here to help you, to be your savior. And we really have to test the spirit because many of them are envious and they're just looking for a way um, to stop your growth, to literally hold you back and then keep you back, and even like just bringing hurt or pain or destruction in your life, wounding you and then leaving and disappearing and ghosting you, so they can inflict even more pain on those wounds that they know that you struggle with, like the spirit of rejection, the spirit of you know things like that. So they do that. But it's envy. Envy is so bad, you guys. Envy is like, it's so bad. It's like you're sharing something good with them. You're sharing some good news. You're telling them like, "Oh, guess what? This happened," or guess what? You're just in a happy mood. You're really happy around them. You're smiling, you're laughing, you're thinking that this person really likes you and that there's a relationship, that you're actually connecting with this person. The whole time they're looking at you like competition, with hatred in their hearts, with hate, like this person is above me, and I can't stand that. I need to show that I have power and that I'm a lot more stronger than this person. So they're already plotting. They're plotting in their little evil minds. These people are demonic. Envy is such a horrible trait to have, and they get you to open up to them, and then once you open up to them and you share some vulnerabilities with them, you share your past trauma, your past hurts, things that you've gone through. They, in their mind, they're gathering that information, they're gathering that stuff to use against you later on, to put you down and to lower your self-confidence, to bring that stuff back, to lower your energy, to keep you sad, to keep you angry constantly. And whenever you're happy, they quickly want to try to sabotage that happiness when you're around them. And it's really crazy, you guys. It's so creepy. These envious people are so creepy that they can literally put on an act for us. In relationships, they can act like they really like us, and secretly, they try to take everything away that you have, like everything. And I think it's like it has to do with gossiping as well, that they gossip behind your back because they hate it's they are haters at heart, like haters. They think so highly of you that they think that they have to try to make you feel really bad about yourself, because they can't handle the fact that you're confident, that they don't have confidence. They can't handle the fact that you have such a strong personality, that your energy is just magnetic, and a lot of people are attracted to your energy and they're attracted to your personality, and they just look at it like, why not me? Why can't I have that? That's not fair. Who does she think she is? Who does he think he is, walking around there being all happy? That's not fair. I want that. Like a little kid, I want that. And many of the envious people, they try to become your friend so they can, you know, feed their ego. So you can be nice to them and they can be like, wow, this powerful person um, gave me the time of their day. This powerful person, you know, is my friend. But they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you that that you're a really good person, that you deserve better than them. In fact, they're going to make you feel like you're not all that. Like you just have to humble yourself down. That, you know, they compete with you secretly. Like I had a very envious friend that would be like, they're not looking at you, they're actually looking at me. That guy doesn't like you, he actually likes me, not you. And I was like, what? So they start to want everything that you have, and to them it's like you're they want to try to neglect you, neglect whatever you have. They want to try to take it from you. It's just, it's so sad. These people are really sad and miserable. um but yeah, they try to take our energy away from us. But you know, they try to bring us down to their level most of the time. They don't want us to be, you know, vibrating at a higher frequency than them, so they try really hard to bring us down, to um to throw jabs at our insecurities, to study our weaknesses, and then to be able to use those, whatever whatever weaknesses, whatever things we have, to actually point it out constantly to us, to make us feel like we're not good enough. It's just nasty. These people are so nasty. But the gossip is, I think the gossip is the worst, because the envy, you're gonna know that it's envy because, you know, like they start focusing on you. They focus on the person that they're envious of. They focus on the person that they believe has it better than them. And they have to gossip in order to make themselves feel better, because, you know, we don't even try to make them feel bad, but it's just the fact of who we are that automatically makes them feel inferior to us. And they have to get into groups, you know, constantly talk about us, and so they can try to make themselves feel better. You know, pointing out our flaws, pointing out anything that they deem as wrong or that's weird about us. You know, they're like, that person's weird, or yeah, like they just gossip and do that. But it's because they really want to try to make it seem like they're better than you, like they're a better good person than you. That, you know, your mistakes, the things that you've done, um, they want to put it out in the open. They want to put all your business out in the open. So envious people are very nasty. You know, they even lie. They lie a lot. They exaggerate about, you know, about who you are. They exaggerate on the lies to make you look bad. They even add certain things. They make up stories. They try to find anything that's wrong with you, so they can try to slander you behind your back and make other people look at you like you're not good enough, because they want to be above you. They want to be the person that everyone looks up to and not you. So they're like in competition. They're trying to take your place. So the more that they try to, you know, recruit people to be against you, the more that they can feel like I'm powerful. Like narcissists, they recruit a bunch of flying monkeys, and to them they feel like I'm such a powerful person because look at me. I have all these people just blindly supporting me, and you know that person's alone, and they think that that actually makes them powerful. So they're like, look at me, I have more money than you, I have this. And they start to show off. You're gonna see like they're gonna try to prove themselves to you. And that comes from the spirit of envy. You guys ever see those people that, you know, at your workplaces, and friends group, you don't even ask them like anything about like their materialistic possessions, or you don't ask, but they just come automatically to you, trying to prove to you that they're better than you, that they've done so much more than you, and that what you've done, it's nothing compared to what they've accomplished in their life. So even though they have a better job title, even though they have more money than you, that doesn't make you. Having things like that, it doesn't make you. What they're jealous of is your energy, your essence, your personality, and what God is doing in your life. But to them, it's like they're carnal minded. So they're gonna want to try to make you feel how they feel. They're gonna want to project the envious and say that you're envious of them, so they can conceal and they can hide their envy. Because when you speak about it, they're like, "No, she's the one that's jealous of me. I'm not jealous of her." It's actually the other way around. They play a lot of reverse psychology, but they're going to come around you and be like, "Look at my phone. Look at my new phone. My boyfriend, oh, he treats me so nice. Like, you know, why don't you have someone? Why aren't you dating someone? Like yeah, like, I have friends, I have a boyfriend, I have a nice car, I have this, I have that." And guess what? I got promoted for this job and I've won 5 Oscars in Hollywood. Yeah, you haven't done that. So, you know, I'm better than you. And you're like, "What? I'm not even competing with you." Like, when did this turn into like a game? And you're honest, you're authentic. You're just sharing some good news because you want to share that good news with other people, thinking that other people are going to be happy for you because you would be happy for other people if they were happy. So you expect that people would be that way because you're that way towards people. Those good qualities that you have, you kind of put those expectations on the friends or the family, and then in return, you end up getting put down. They minimize who you are. They minimize what you've done for them. They don't want to give you credit. They don't want to acknowledge all the stuff that you've done right, or everything that you've done to help them or to be there for them. They're never going to give you that credit because they're envious of you. So sometimes we ask ourselves, "I don't understand. I've been so good to this person. I was literally there for them. I would show up whenever they needed help. They took advantage of me so many times, and yet they still want to make me feel like I'm not good enough, even though I know that I am, even though I know that I poured out my heart, I love this person, I cared for this person, and this person still hates me." And you're like, "How can I love someone and then return they hate me?" It's because they're envious of those good qualities, because the more that you give to them, the more they get envious because they can't do the same, that they can't reciprocate the same amount of love and energy and help that you have to offer them. They can't do the same for you. So to them they get mad, and they get so like resentful. And it's like they could give it a lot, and you're gonna also see that they're going to not reciprocate because they feel like you already have enough. God has blessed you so much that you don't need any help. You don't need no one there because you already have it made. Because they see what on the outside, they see you're strong, they see you're happy, they see you're at peace, but they don't see what you go through on a day-to-day basis. They don't see the battles that you secretly go through. You're not the type to lean a lot on people because you understand that you're considerate of people, but these people want to be inconsiderate with your time because they don't want you to focus on your purpose. They want you to focus on them so they can distract you, and they can become better than you while you're helping them become a better person. They want to try to put you down so they can be like, "You see, I am better than them." And the sad part is that you help these people and they end up acting like you never did anything for them. They act like they did everything, that they got to where they are because of themselves, and they'll never give credit to those people that actually helped them during those rough times, that actually gave them wisdom, um just wanted the best for them. And they will never do that for you. In fact, they'll go around and they'll treat someone else better than they treat you, and they're gonna do it in your face because of their envy. And when they're nice to someone else in front of you, don't feel bad. Don't be like don't think that it has something to do with you, that you did something wrong. And that's why they're being nicer to someone else. They're being more kind, they're loving, they're it's fake, you guys, but it's just a facade that you're going to see. But, they go around and they love someone else. They raise someone else on a pedestal who hasn't even done as much as you've done for them. But it's the spirit of envy that overtakes them. That demonic spirit within them makes them literally want to battle you in the spiritual realm. And by that, they want to try to put you down by making you feel that you're unworthy, that you don't deserve whatever it is that they're doing for someone else. It's crazy. Um so yeah, they'll hug someone else in front of you, making you feel like, you don't deserve any of that. And it's like it's just an envious behavior. It's out of control. It's out of control. It spirals, and now they're just acting acting out like little kids. Another thing you're gonna see is that they're never gonna want to invite you. So this is another sign of envy. They exclude you. They will single you out. They are not going to take you into account, even in workplaces. This goes with workplace mobbing as well. They're going to keep certain information away from you, and they're never going to ever acknowledge that you didn't do anything bad to them for you to deserve the way that they're treating you. Okay, so they'll treat you bad, and you're gonna be like, what did I ever do to this person? I never did anything to this person. Why is this person treating me so badly? I never once made this person feel bad about themselves. I was just nice to this person. How could they just be so mean and nasty to me? That mean spirit. They start being mean to you, and they start being cruel, and you're like, I don't deserve this. Why am I being treated like I'm a bad person? Why are they being so cruel to me? It's like envy. That envy literally seeks to destroy that person because they're like, how dare you have what I want? If you have it and I can't have it, then I don't want you to have it, and I don't want anyone to have it. So they have that mentality like, if I can't have you, then no one else can. If I can't have what you have, then you can't either. So instead of them working to get to what they want from you, they seek to take it, to kill it, and to destroy it within you, so that they can feel better about themselves. So envy is very dangerous. It is so dangerous. Another bad thing about envy is that they'll project their hatred onto you, and you're gonna be like, why does this person hate me so much? Well, it's because you're um you're just being nice to them, and they're not a nice person. And so that makes them feel bad about themselves because they can't amount to who you are as a person. They can't be nice because they've always been very mean. And now when they see someone nice, they're like, why is that person so nice to me? How is that person so nice to me? And they get so mad because they want you to treat them bad so they can try to justify that they feel about you. They want you to be mean to them, so that's why they treat you bad, so that you can react and you can say something mean to them, so then they can validate that they in fact dislike you because of that reason. So they're gonna go crazy trying to find faults in you, trying to find anything that's wrong with you, and overemphasize on those little tiny mistakes, those little flaws, those anything that they can find that is wrong about you. They want to go and tell the whole world about it because there's so much things that are right with you, but they need to find any tiny thing that can literally make you appear to be such a bad person. So you see those people that criticize you so much They're constantly criticizing you. They're constantly trying to find something wrong to talk bad about you and to put you down. Why can't you do this? And why did you do that? And blah blah blah. Like they'll just make up anything that they can find that is wrong about you, so they can feel like there's nothing wrong with them. So envy is so bad. And another thing is that people can even be envious of your relationships, of your love, your relationship with the Most High. I've experienced this. I had I think most of the spiritual warfare as well, they're envious of the relationship that you have with Yah. And you know what? It's very true, you guys. I was reading my Bible and they look at me like with envy because they have so much pride within themselves that they can't humble themselves down before Yeshua. They can't. They're so prideful. I think envy also stems from prideful because of the insecurities, because of the inadequacy, of the lack mindset that they have. They feel like lack lack mindset is what causes them to treat you so bad because they think that there's not enough for everyone to have something. There's only very little. So if you're happy, they're like they're like I don't have that happiness, so I'm going to try to destroy it because there's not enough for everyone for me to be happy. If I can't be happy, then no one else can have those emotions. But I think envy also stems from pride because I've seen those envious people be very prideful, you guys. Like they get so full of themselves and they create a delusional reality of who they are and who you are. And they believe it. They see themselves as all good. These are narcissists as well, narcissists as well. They see themselves as all good, as more righteous, as more highly moral. They have more integrity than you. They have what all your good qualities. They're going to act like they have it and you don't have it. It's crazy. Envy is insane. It's like it's so difficult to explain it, but it's like they're going to pretend like they have everything that you have and that you don't have those things. So, I don't know how narcissists do that. I just think it's like they project hatred and then they want to put themselves up. Hold on, you guys. And they can't stand the fact that they admire you. They admire your strength. They admire who you are, but at the same time, that admiration turns into hate because they can't stand the fact that you're raising up. It's like you're raising up, that you're continuing to go up even after everything that people have tried to put you through. You continue to to persevere. And that's where envy comes from as well. They're envious of your struggle. They're envious that you actually came from the bottom and you literally build yourself up to the top. That God has his hand on you and that God is going to continue to bless you in front of them. And they hate it. They hate it. They're like, how? How is that person being blessed when when I tried to destroy them and I went behind their back and I tried to make them look bad. How are people still loving them? I deserve to be loved like that person. And they can't stand the fact that they have to put a facade, that you're actually exactly who you are, that you're transparent, that you're authentic, that you're a real person. And to them it's like you threaten them. You threaten their very false persona because they have so much shame and so much guilt of the things that they've done, of the of not being real with you, of lying to you, and they start to project that onto you. You're a liar. You just want to take advantage of me. You just want this and that. In reality, you're like, that's not me. You're like, that's not who I really am. I'm not like that. And then you try to prove yourself to them. You're like, I really am a good person. Look. And you keep trying to do stuff more and more for them. And they continue to say, no, you're not. No, you're still a bad person. Because that envy, it literally, it blinds them. It blinds their heart with darkness. So, so yeah, it alters their perception to see you in a negative light. So you have to be very careful when you believe what an envious person is telling you about yourself, because sometimes it could all just be projection of their insecurities that they're trying to give to you, and it has nothing to do with you. So you're like, why is that person being mean to me? What did I do? What's wrong with me? And you don't ever take a step back and you're like, that person is mean to me because they are trying to put me down, because they feel inferior to me and they have to make me feel bad about myself, and that's why they do certain things to me to really get to me, you know. Oh yeah. All right, so let's talk about your confidence. Let's say you're a very confident person. You you're comfortable in your own skin. You love yourself. You truly have that love for yourself. You have love for other people, because the love that you have for yourself, you can offer that, because what's within, it shows on the outside. And envious people can be like, why is that person so confident? And then they're going to project onto you through indirect conversation. You're so arrogant. Why are you being arrogant? You have to humble yourself down. Don't you know how to be humble? Um, Stop acting like you're better than all of us. You're really not. Why do you do too much? You're extra. Why are you always extra? Why are you so dressed up? Who are you dressed for? Who are you trying to look good for? Why do you dress up so much if it's just work? Why do you do that? Why do you do your hair that way? Why do you live that way? Why don't you ever go over here? I think you should do this. I think instead of doing it that way, you should do it my way. Because they're envious. That envious spirit is going to really want to try to govern your life. They're going to want to try to like sabotage everything that you're doing. Even when you're doing things the right way, even if every single thing that you're doing is correct, they're going to still try to get in the way and trying to make you do the opposite of what's good. Telling you that you're not doing this right, you're doing this bad, to get you to second guess yourself and to second guess your own worth, to get second guess your own what you're currently doing in this life. So Don't trust everything. Don't allow negative, envious people to try to control your life, because the reason why they're trying to control your life is because they're trying to bring you down to their level so you can be as miserable as them by giving you bad advice, by telling you that, "Oh, I don't think that person is a good person for you in a relationship." You know what they say, people cheat. You know what they say, don't get too confident. Don't get too full of yourself with that job, because they can always find someone else and replace them. That job anyone can get. Anyone can get that job. That job is very easy to attain. You only got that job because you're pretty. You only got that job because of this. They're envious. They're trying to make you feel like you didn't work hard to get to where you're at. They're trying to minimize your struggle. They're trying to minimize everything that you've done to get to the point where you're at currently, and making you feel that you shouldn't feel so full of yourself, to humble yourself down, that anyone can do what you did, that in fact they've done better than you, and they're going to try to one up you all the time. Every little thing that you share with them. Oh, guess what? um I made I made a new friend. They're like, "Well, guess what? I have a friend, but that friend literally took me out to the most expensive restaurant. And we went to the zoo, we went to Hollywood, we went to Disneyland, we went over here, and that's what I did last Saturday. How was your Saturday?" Always competing with you, envious people, one upping you. You're gonna tell them that you've been through something bad, something sad in your life. They're going to be like, they're gonna act like, you're exaggerating, like you're lying. No, I've had it worse than you. You don't know what I've been through. It's everything will turn into a competition. Envious people turn everything into a competition. And then envy drives to self sabotage. They're trying to sabotage you. That's where it stems from, you guys. That's where it stems from. Many of us were placed in this program because of someone that was envious of us, because of how our bright light, because of that bright light that we have, you know? So they're like, how is that person living righteously? How is that person able to live good? And I have all this sin, and I have all this stuff, these these bad deeds, and I can't seem to be free. So they try to really project all their shame onto you, make you feel that you're responsible for their unhappiness. So you guys, be very careful of envious people. Someone in your life who wants to try to make you feel like you're responsible to make them happy. You're responsible for their emotions. You're responsible for their life. You're there to literally serve them and them only. And they become so envious of the fact that, they want you to give everything away to them. Everything that you have, they want you to give it to them freely. Entitlement. Because envy is like, I deserve what you have, and I deserve it. And it also turns into entitlement, because an envious person is like, how dare you have more energy than I do? I'm entitled to that. I deserve to have that place that you have, not you. And they're like, give me more and more, and they keep asking for more. They keep calling you to ask for more favors, for more things from you. And it's envy. So yeah, they'll never give back anything in return, because envy turns into like, that they're in fact better than you. And they have to prove that they're better than you by exploiting you as well. So it's very important that we don't allow these people to take advantage of us. Don't. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Envy also brings in, justification. The envious person is going to justify the way that they're treating you. They're going to be, well, I'm only treating that person bad um, because I don't feel good about myself. So I'm treating that person bad because of that. So yeah, they want what you have, and they want to technically be you. So another thing about the dangers of envy is that they start to mirror you, copy you, mimic you. Um, they start to really emulate everything about you. And that's how you know someone's envious of you. Because it doesn't turn, it, first it starts off as admiration. Like they like the idea about you. They like the idea about you. They're like, wow, that person is so amazing. Like they idealize you first. It starts into admiration. And then it's the envy starts to take over their vessel. And now they're like, now they're really feeling like, um, hold on, you guys. Now it starts to turn into a competition. You know, copying you. Oh, I went to boba place or whatever, and like, oh, guess where I'm at? I went to go get a boba place too. I like the color pink. Oh, really? Me too. I went to go buy myself a new bracelet. Oh, where'd you get that bracelet at? Where'd you get the bracelet? Where'd you get that watch from? Oh, you got it at that store? Okay, thank you. They go, they buy themselves the same exact watch. What color is that in? What's the name of the perfume that you're wearing? Tell me where'd you get your shirt and what brand is it? Okay? Alright, I'm gonna go buy the same exact shirt, the same exact style that you're wearing. Yep, I wanna try to steal your style. I like your shoes. Okay, I'm gonna be that. Next thing you know, you get in the car with your friend, you turn around and you're like, wow, this person looks just like me. Wow. You guys, so crazy. So crazy. I've seen envy play out because when it happens to me, I usually don't pay attention to it because I literally blindly love some people, which I need to work on that, the spirit of discernment. Before I used to do that. I was like, oh, they're just mad. They're just having a bad day. It was full out envy. That's why they were like, you're literally lashing out, throwing attacks my way. And I was like, are you okay? Are you in a good mood? They're like, yeah, I'm fine. Like passive aggressiveness, but it was just envy in disguise. It turns into passive aggressive. Now they're talking down to you. Now they're treating you really bad. Their tone of voice is like, really? Okay, yeah. And uh-huh. Oh, that good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad. Oh, I'm so happy for you. And you're like, wow, why'd you have to talk to me that way? Like, are you like it's envy, you guys. It's literally the hatred is starting to come out and it's starting to show itself. The mask is starting to slip off. And you start to see like the anger, the hate that they have for you. And they're gonna act like everything's fine. And you're like, are you sure everything's fine? You don't want to talk about it? They're like, no, everything's good. They're not gonna tell you that they're envious of you. Because they're ashamed of it. They're ashamed because they know that you know that they shouldn't feel that way. That it's bad. That you didn't do anything to them to cause that envy. That it's a deep wound. It's a deep insecurity that they're struggling with. That has to do with them, not with you. You didn't cause it. So yeah, they're gonna start to talk down to you, be very hostile with you, and you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna be like, I don't like, what did I do? And it's just because they're envious that you're so sweet, that you're so kind, that you're so loving, that you're so good to them. And that envy, it's like, I can't fake it anymore. I can't pretend. I can no longer keep this mask on. And that relationship starts to go downhill. And you're like, everything was good, and now they're sabotaging the relationship until the moment where you're like, I can't take it anymore. You're treating me bad. I can't take it anymore. I don't deserve this. I'm leaving this relationship. And the envious person's like, no, please don't leave, don't leave. And you're like, you don't like me. You clearly show that you can't stand me. Then why do you want to keep me around? But they want to keep you around because they want to continue to take from you. because they want to continue to feel like they deserve to have what you have. They deserve to have your blessings. That's why it's very important that we don't allow people from the past to come back into our lives, because many of them were envious. They were envious of us from the beginning of time. They recognized who we were. They recognized our power, that we had a lot of inner power, and that's why they tried to put us down. Their whole assignment was to try to keep us um playing small, you know. So no, we can't let certain people that are envious of us, that are jealous of our growth, that now they look at it like, because when we were doing bad, they were literally like, they thought that they were winning in life. Envious people have the mentality of that there's winners and losers. The relationship turns into a competition. When you're doing bad, they're doing better. They hear bad news about you, they feel so much better about themselves. When they ask you how are you doing, and you're like, oh, I'm doing really bad. I'm not, you know, I haven't been having good luck with this and that, and the envious person is like, really? I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. I hope things get better for you. Okay, bye. And they go and gossip behind your back, talking about, oh, I can't believe it, so and so says that they're struggling with this, and like, I feel so bad for them. Like, that sucks. Like, I can't believe it. But they're like happy. They're sadistic. Ugh. And it's a demon. It's a demonic spirit. Envy is a demonic spirit. And now it's like, when you're doing better than them, when you're happy, they get quiet, they disappear, they ghost you. They no longer they all of a sudden it's like they no longer want to be around you, because you know you outgrew them, and they were envious of you even in the relationship. As soon as you started to do better for yourself, that's when they no longer wanted to be in your presence, because the envy was going to truly show itself. Like, they can't hide it when you're starting to raise up. And I've seen it. They can't look you in the eyes. They start to really get really, they're angry, like angry when they're around you, when they have to look at you and be around you, because it's like that hatred, that envy is like, ah. And I've witnessed it. I've witnessed the envy when they look down on you. I mean, they look you up and down, like they stare you down, and they're looking at what you're wearing, and then they're just like, trying to see if how you're dressed. Oh, yeah, that's not really cute. I don't like it. They're just throwing shade. If they're throwing shade because they're so envious of you. When you look good and you feel so good about yourself, and they try to make you feel like, that you could have done better, that, your outfit isn't all that, you're not matching. Like, they want to try to put you down so then they can feel so much better about themselves. I had a very envious person in my life one time, and we went to this event where we had to dress really nicely, and I ended up wearing something very nice. I ended up doing my makeup and looking really cute. And this other person, she didn't try as hard on her appearance. She looked really beautiful as well. But as soon as she saw me walk out of the door, you know, into her car, she was like, "Oh, you look really nice." And she's like, "I'm gonna go back home and change." She's like, I'm gonna go back home and change. I was like, why? You look really nice too. She was like, because you look better than me, and I can't have you looking better than me. We both need to look the same. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. Let's just go back to my house, and I'm gonna change. So 2 hours just in the closet, changing outfit after outfit. Do I look good? Does this look good? Envy, you guys. It's envy. It's like a competition, and there's no need for all that. There's no need to be feeling like you feel bad about yourself because someone else feels confident and you don't feel as confident as they do. So being confident as a chosen one, it's literally very hard to find friends, because many people feel that our confidence is a threat, and our confidence somehow makes them feel um, small or less than, and we don't have to do anything to. We don't go around trying to make people feel bad about themselves. It's just confidence just talks louder, and confidence is quiet, and insecurity is very loud. So the insecurities of people are going to come out. They're going to be like, they're going to be very loud when they're around you, trying to steal the spotlight, trying to even laugh at you, throw underhanded compliments when they're around other people, make you look bad in front of other people so that they can steal the spotlight. Oh, I've had this. You guys, envy is bad. It's like someone ends up liking you and they're like, she's not all that. She remember that time you did that? Oh yeah, that was so embarrassing and I had to help you. Remember? Like they bring up something that will literally make you feel bad about yourself. And yeah, you can't have a friendship with someone that's envious because they want to live your life. They want to be you. And that's unhealthy. It turns into an unhealthy obsession as well. And that's where we go into what we're going through. The other video that I spoke about, the unhealthy obsession. They start obsessing over you. You're like their idol. But, you know, it's. Hold on. It's like they have to know every single thing about you. They have to know, study your life, figure out, just, they want to know every little thing. What are you doing? What'd you eat for lunch? What what kind of perfume are you wearing? Like they're technically trying to just become you, but it turns into an unhealthy obsession. And now you're like this person won't give me space. They won't ever like give me my own personal space. It's like they're always there no matter what. So yeah. So the obsession stems from that, the comparison. Now they're going to want to compare their life to your life. That's why sometimes when someone asks you, how's your life going? What have you been up to? And you start telling them like everything that you're doing, they're comparing their life to yours. So sometimes when people ask me, how are you doing? I just say, oh, I'm doing good. And I keep it very minimal because the envious people, they're like, tell me more. And they get so obsessed to find more and more information on you. And it's not because they care. It's not because they're actually um you know they're actually, what's the word, interested in like knowing your personal day-to-day life so they can try to help you or support you or be there for you or be a friend or be a person in your life. It's just to feed their own ego, to compare their life so they can be like, oh well, you know, well, guess what? I got this and that. It's just comparison, but that's why it turns into obsession. So you see these people who are obsessing over you, they're constantly obsessing over you because they're looking at themselves, they're looking at their life, and they're trying to compare it to your life. And even when you go through a lot more struggles than their life, they still want to feel inadequate, like you have it so much better than them, even when in fact they have more money, they have a bigger house, they have a family, they have all this, they have everything, but they're empty because of that envy, because of those insecurities, what they need to heal, because of that lack of self-love. And even when you love them, they hate you more for it. I realized that when you love envious people, they start to resent you more and more because to them they're like you're better than them. So when you try to tell them that they're actually a good person, they don't believe it because they're like you're like, "Oh, you're so nice and that was so nice what you did to for me." And like, "Really? You really think so?" And you're like, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, "What makes you think that?" And you're just like, I was just giving you a compliment." And they can't accept compliments because they think that, that you're lying to them. So, so yeah. So yeah, you guys, envy is, mm-mm, no, no, no. Another thing is that envious people will never show gratitude for what they have. You know, they're never grateful. They never count their blessings. They're too busy counting your blessing, checking on your grass. While their grass is literally drying out because they're not watering their grass. They're too busy just looking to see to see what other blessings are going into your life. It's sad, you guys. It is sad. You know? It's like they can get to where you're at if they really worked on themselves and really started focusing on their life. And they don't want to because they don't want to struggle. They don't want to they fear change. So, and you can't force anyone. You can't force anyone if they don't want to. If they don't want to do better for themselves. And they're envious of the fact that you're doing better for yourself and they're not. And you're like, "Well, how is that my fault? Why are you trying to make me feel responsible for the choices that you've made in your life when you made those decisions willfully? You had free will and you chose to do bad. You chose to manipulate people. You chose to lie. You chose um to not heal. And, you know, they tried to make you feel like now you're responsible for them because they couldn't do it. And so they're going to project their emotional baggage, their emotions, their burdens onto you because they're envious. It's crazy, you guys. But that's where it comes from. And an envious person will always try to literally ruin your grass. Like throw trash on your grass. Do little petty things to you. This pettiness. So, so yeah. But here's the truth. It has nothing to do with money, with social status, with superficial appearances, materialism, the things of this world. It has everything to do with your anointing, the energy that you carry, your personality, your big heart, your empathy, your ability to have compassion, to have a love for humanity, and to smile despite everything that you go through, to continue to um, not give up. And just the fact that you are exactly who you say you are, that's enough for someone to become very envious of you. And you don't need to even do anything to them. You did. In fact, most of the time you don't even do anything wrong to people, and they automatically dislike you because of their envy. They're like, you could ask them, why don't you like me? I don't know, I just don't like you. What did I ever do to you? I don't know, I just don't like you. Something about you. Something about you, I can't trust you. And it's like, they just want to find a reason to make you their enemy. So, yeah. And most of the time, they could have a good personality too. Most of the time, they actually have potential. Every person has the ability to work on themselves, to become a better person, to build a relationship with Yeshua if they wanted to. They can make that choice the next day. You know, I've seen potential in certain people, and I've told them, I see potential in you. I see you going far in life as well. And they don't see that within themselves. And, they're too busy looking at your potential, and they don't want to see that within themselves. And it's like you can't convince anyone either, and it's very difficult. You try to make them feel good about themselves, and they still won't accept what you have to say about them because they want to dislike you so bad, and by you making them feel good about themselves and being nice to them, they don't like you because they want to continue to find a reason why to not like you. They want you to be mean to them so that can justify the reason why they're envious of you. Well, I don't like her because she did this to me, and that's they justify it. So, but yeah, you guys, it's a demonic spirit of envy. You know, nothing comes, nothing good comes out of being in being envious of someone, because then they start to operate with their ego. Then they start to have the mentality of trying to sabotage your life, of treating you unfairly even when you don't deserve it, of making you feel like their behavior towards you is justifiable because of the jealousy and envy that they feel towards you. So we have to understand when someone's operating with that spirit and not allow them, not take it personal, and not allow their emotions to affect us so much. Like, we have to detach ourselves and be like, you're struggling, but I'm not going to put myself down. I'm not going to um be less confident in myself just so you could feel better about yourself. Because sadly, it's not your responsibility to make someone else feel confident within themselves. That starts from within. God has to work through them. That's why I'm saying they need to find a relationship with Yeshua. You know, they really have to heal. They have to ask God for guidance, and for God to really soften their heart, because their hearts are very, very, you know prideful. They're like, no, I'm better. No, I'm better than this person. No, this person's not better than me. That's a lie. I've always been better than every other person. And that envy, it's like, it literally, because what they do unto other people, it literally catches up to them. So yeah, don't play small, and try to get rid of the people who are envious of you in your life, because they don't mean you any good. Their intentions are bad. Envious people got some very destructive, bad intentions towards you. Get someone who will support you, who will be happy for you when you win, who will be there for you when you're struggling and when you need someone there. Get someone who doesn't feel any type of malice towards you, type of negative energy towards you. They have nothing but they want the best for you. And they want you to continue to grow and be better, even if that means that you'll be better than them. It comes from humbleness. It comes from being humble enough, humbling oneself down and not seeing someone else's competition as our loss, because it's never like that. Everyone has their own blessings. Everyone has their own purpose and their own journey, and they try really hard to get in your lane. Envious people will literally try to take your lane and try to take your spot and start driving in the passenger seat. So so it's very important um that we kind of love them from a distance, because um they can be very evil, very mean to the person that they're envious of. They can become hostile, irritable, angry, and very resentful. So, yeah, you guys. Yeah, they're probably yeah. Here's another thing, you guys. An envious person will never make you feel good about yourself. They're always going to focus on everything negative about you. And I finally came to the realization of that I had a lot of envious people in my life. Um, they were very harsh with me, very critical. Every little thing that I would do wrong, it's like they would try to punish me and shame me very badly for it. And you know, nothing positive. Whenever I would actually do something the right way, no good job, no, oh, congrats. Even though, I don't need someone to constantly validate, when I do something right, because I don't need that external, validation constantly. But if someone is for you, they're going to show it by their actions, by their words, and by the way they treat you, and by the way their energy feels towards you, that energy that you feel towards them. Energy speaks very loudly, and behavior also speaks very loudly. They can tell you that they love you, that they're your friend, but their behavior can be very hostile. They can, you know, neglect you. When you call, when you need them, they're never there for you. But when they need you, you have to show up for them. So you're going to notice that they're not going to show up for you. A good event, let's say like you win a job promotion and your boss tells you, oh, you can invite a friend, you can invite anyone over. Let's say you call that friend, oh, I'm inviting you to go to this event that I'm having at work. That person, because you got a job promotion, they're gonna award you there. They'll be like, I can't make it. I'm really sick. I can't make it. But I'm glad for you. Congrats. But their voice, their tone is gonna be like, congrats. Yeah, I'm happy for you. That's good. And they're not gonna want to show up for your successes. So do not take it personal. One last thing I'm gonna say is that they take joy and gratification for your setbacks. Whenever life's not going right for you, they kind of feel like good about themselves, like, oh, they're struggling. Oh, yeah, they're not doing so well. And you're gonna see how happy they get. Like when you're struggling, you're gonna see that they're gonna call you really happy and be like, "Oh, life has been amazing for me," and they're gonna kind of rub it in your face, like they're gonna rub in your face that they're doing so much better than you at the moment. Two, really make you feel bad about yourself. So the end of the story is that you know you don't deserve to tolerate someone else's um, inadequacies, whatever is missing in them. You can't. You're not responsible to fix them, to work on them. They're not your project. So find someone who is for you, and try to really get rid of the people that are not for you. The ones that are not your people. Envious people are not your people because they're clearly showing that they're not going to be there for you, and that they're just fake. An envious person is so fake, you guys. There's nothing real about envious people. That when as soon as life gets real, you start struggling, they disappear. They're only there to win with you. And one other thing is that don't change yourself because someone's envious of you. Don't don't change who you are just to make a person feel comfortable being around you because they feel insecure. I know oftentimes we do that as chosen ones. We like to take into account everybody's emotions. We don't want anyone to feel bad. We try really hard to not, you know, to make everyone feel good about themselves. But sometimes we don't have control over the way that someone else is going to feel about us. It's out of our control. And we can't control the envy that's within them. We can't tell them, don't be envious of me because, there's nothing to be envious of me about. That envious person is most likely going to get more mad because of the fact that, you know, they don't want to admit that they're envious. But we always got to remain humble. We always got to remain humble. We always have to know that our anointing, the Holy Spirit, brings a lot of envy to us a lot. We're going to have to go through this throughout the journey because that Holy Spirit, that spirit within you, other people wish to have that. But they don't want to do the work. They don't want to suffer. They don't want to go through the trials and tribulations of what it takes to be a chosen one, to literally fulfill their calling. And just pray for them. Pray that they start to actually love themselves. Pray that God works in their heart so they can get delivered from the spirit of envy. Because it's not, you know, it's very destructive. Now, another thing about the spirit of envy is that, it causes a lot of people to attack you, right? So, a lot of persecution happens with envy as well. Um, It's gonna cause people to really try to make you look in a bad light, in a bad, like, trying to put you in a bad spotlight. Understand that that also stems from envy. When you have people talking really bad about you and just focusing on everything that you're doing, micromanaging you. That's the spirit of them, the monitoring spirit. Those are the demons in them that are really just being um like they can't, the light literally is way too powerful for them. So they're gonna want to micromanage you because there's so much great things within you that they need to try to find any little thing to bring you down. So do not change who you are. Do not be less of yourself. Do not allow them to take your happiness away from you, take your peace, take your essence, take what makes you you, your personality, who you are as a person, what you like to do, what you don't like to do. Even if they want to try to criticize you and try to make you feel embarrassed for being you, embarrassed for being who you are, continue to be yourself. The right people are going to um, gravitate towards you, and the wrong people will leave your life. So if they can't treat you right because they're envious of you, let them go, you know. But do not keep them in your life. Do not allow envious people to have a place in your life during your winning season, because these people were on assignment to sabotage you. like really. Yeah. Mm-mm. So yes, it's just bad. Envy's so bad, you guys. It's like you're with a friend or someone, and the whole time they're looking at you um like the enemy. Like they're, yeah. Well, I mean, the best thing is to not entertain their envy. If you're living with them, that's a different story. But if you have the ability to distance yourself and to ask God to deliver you from this person, if they're just causing you so much misery, so much pain and heartache, and they're really keeping you in a demonic stronghold, you need to ask God to deliver you from that person. Because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. An envious person wants to try to take as much as well and destroy. So, um, if you live with them, I'd say don't entertain their foolishness. Don't entertain them. Try to not share so much positive things going in your life with them, because they're gonna be envious of you. Try to just keep everything very minimal. The conversations, don't speak too much about what your plans are, what you have going on, because they're ready to try to sabotage it. Another thing is, keep the conversations very minimal. Try to not talk so much about yourself. Try to focus the conversation to something that isn't focused on you. So when they start asking you about you, just focus on like something like, oh, the weather's beautiful, isn't it? I love this other country. Divert the conversation into something that isn't focused on um, them focusing on their inadequacies and competing with you. Divert the conversation into something that doesn't really have much to do with either both sides. So another thing is, don't take it personal, and don't dim your light for them. Continue to shine your light. Um, and just rise above them. Don't put yourself to their level. Don't don't bring yourself down. Don't argue with don't argue with them. Envious people always want to try to create drama as well. You know, the envious people love to try to get you in a bad mood because they're miserable and they look at you and you're not miserable, and so they want to try to make you feel as miserable as they feel. So don't engage in drama. If they want to argue, just set boundaries and tell them, I won't allow you speaking to me this way. Or put those boundaries set in place with that person. Exactly. People are either sent by God or they're sent by the devil. There's no in between. Anyone that brings confusion, they're most likely battling with some type of demon. Just facts. You know, lukewarm people, they don't know if they like you or they don't like you. Those type of people will betray you, will talk behind your back, and will go around and do things to you that aren't okay. So, other thing is, you know, envious people play both sides as well. They play both sides. They're acquainted with people who dislike you, acquainted with your family, acquainted with other people that are against you, you know, that are no longer in your life, that you just didn't, the relationship wasn't gonna work because there was just too much, the energy, dark and light, it just didn't work. So you gotta continue walking this narrow path. The envious person is gonna want to play both sides, but in reality they're against you. So that's why I'm saying envious people, I wouldn't really trust them too much. I don't think they're trustworthy at all, to be honest. Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't put my trust in someone that's envious of you, of me. You have to choose yourself before you choose someone else as well. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of the comments. Targeted individuals are soldiers. Exactly. Another thing about envious people is they try to figure out very quickly what your weaknesses, what your vulnerabilities are. They try to study that very quickly, you know. Um the reason why, it's because they're ready to use those throughout the relationship. The devil targets God's chosen, but we must continue in our obedience with God and focus on God.